With 5 Navy destroyers now in position to launch cruise missiles, Secretary of State Kerry laid out the evidence which has convinced the Obama administration the Syrian regime was responsible for that attack.
In all of these things that we know, all of them, the American intelligence community has high confidence. High confidence. This is common sense. This is evidence. These are facts.
Much of the evidence comes from spy satellites and intercepted communications.
We know that for 3 days before the attack, the Syrian regime's chemical weapons personnel were on the ground, in the area, making preparations.
Preparations for an attack aimed at opposition-held neighborhoods which the Syrian army had been unable to retake using conventional weapons.
We know that the Syrian regime elements were told to prepare for the attack by putting on gas masks and taking precautions associated with chemical weapons.
In the early morning hours of Wednesday, August 21st, satellites detected the flashes of rockets being fired and detonating.
We know where the rockets were launched from and at what time. We know where they landed and when. We know rockets came only from regime-controlled areas and went only to opposition-controlled or contested neighborhoods.
90 minutes later, Kerry said, all hell broke loose on the internet with videos from the same neighborhoods where the rockets had landed. And then a conversation between 2 Syrians was intercepted.
We know that a senior regime official who knew about the attack confirmed that chemical weapons were used by the regime, reviewed the impact, and actually was afraid that they would be discovered.
For analysts, it adds up to high confidence, but not a smoking gun. And they reached that conclusion knowing intelligence about chemical weapons in Iraq turned out to be wrong, and that a previous Secretary of State, Colin Powell, had ended up presenting a bogus case for war.
Our intelligence community has carefully reviewed and re-reviewed information regarding this attack. And I will tell you it has done so more than mindful of the Iraq experience. We will not repeat that moment.
Iraq, of course, was an invasion. This is expected to be a brief and limited airstrike. But military action always comes with unintended consequences. So the Pentagon has moved an amphibious ship with several hundred Marines on board into the eastern Mediterranean.
David Martin at the Pentagon. Thanks, David.